Hello and welcome to Leading. My guest on the program today is a thought leader in the marketing communications sector. He was once touted as the wonder boy of corporate communications as he rose to become the head of corporate communications division in leading banks and in aviation sector. Today is a brand communication consultant, a certified digital marketing trainer, and a publisher, as well as an author of 5 books, all of which are on brand, PR, and marketing communications. Welcome, Mr. Ademola Akinbola.
Thank you, Femi, for having me.
Corporate communications, brand communications, reputation management, public relations, marketing communications. These are 5
key areas,
concepts that will get thrown around. What's the difference? Are they the same?
No, they're not.
Are they different?
Yeah.
Take us briefly.
Interwoven. Yeah. They are complementary concepts.
Okay.
And the way I like to analyze is that branding is at the top. Brand management is at the top. All of the other concepts you've mentioned, they are the tools you use to build your brand.
Really?
Public relations, advertising, events, digital marketing. Those are the complementary concepts you use to build and to project your brand. They can also be used as standalone concepts, depending on the stage that your brand is.
The stage that your brand
Yes.
is.
I mean, branding has different stages. Brand growth, I mean, inception, maturity, extinction, all of that. And it's an iterative process. It's cyclical. As a brand is being born, it goes through the stage. When it's nearing extinction, then you have to innovate. Then you have to reinvigorate the brand. You have to reposition the brand. You have to do what we call brand extension.
Okay.
So when the mother brand has done very well, it becomes easier for you to do brand extension. So all of these concepts, they are good, and they must be deployed at various stages of the brand's life cycle. Every concept.
So they are
interwoven. Complementary concepts,
okay,
interdisciplinary, all aimed at the same objective, to strengthen the brand. If you're doing public relations, you want to create goodwill between your organization and the target market. And what's the essence of goodwill? To impact the bottom line, to build a strong brand.
Ultimately.
Exactly. If you are doing advertising, what are you doing? You are creating awareness about a product or a service to ensure patronage, to increase sales, to build brand equity. If you are into corporate social responsibility, what are you doing? You are creating value, adding value to the environment, meeting the needs of your immediate environment, giving back to the society. You want to be perceived as a good brand. At the end of the day, it affects the brand. So all of these concepts, they come together to either strengthen your brand or to detract from it. You want to build a very strong brand equity. You want to build a very strong brand reputation. You need to use all of this.
Can a business get to a stage, a successful stage, whereby you say, okay, I don't need to do all this anymore?
Oh, no.
It's a lifelong thing.
Brand is a lifelong thing. And like I said, it depends on the stage that the brand is. As successful as Coca-Cola is, it is still advertising. As successful as Virgin, British Airways, all the leading brands, they keep, the moment you drop the ball, then there's a crack in the wall. You lower the entry barrier for competitors to come in. So you have to keep reinforcing your brand. You have to keep raising the barriers. In branding, a lot of people overlook product development. That is the essence of branding.
That's the most important touch point.
That is what the consumers will feel, your product and your service. If you don't pay enough attention to it, you will create a dissonance, and you will not be able to even create value. So every other thing is good. Publication is good. Marketing is good. Advertising is good. Outdoor is good. Online advert is good. TV advert is good. But the product is the main thing. So a brand must never rest. You keep innovating. You keep reinventing. You keep refreshing your brand. You keep strengthening the value proposition. because of competition.
I see that a lot of business owners are deficient in the area of quality control.
Oh, yes.
There's no consistency in delivery.
In fact, in this part of the world, it's near zero. Customer service, quality control is near zero. People believe that once you have a big office or a big outlet, people keep rushing in. Nobody is independently overseeing quality control. Nobody is independently supervising service delivery. Okay? So people, most times, they get dissatisfied.
True. And they migrate elsewhere.
A satisfied customer will tell 10 people. A dissatisfied one will tell 50 people. Because bad news spreads fast.
Yes.
If I come to your outlet, if I experience your product, I'm unhappy, I'm likely to assume, oh, you are just doing the normal thing. But if I'm not happy, I'll tell the whole world. So that's why you've got to be very careful. There's something we call service failure, and there's something we call service recovery. Most Nigerian companies don't understand service recovery. Even when a customer is trying to draw their attention to service failure, they are busy justifying and defending. They don't want to do anything to remedy the situation. Why do you think an airline would, for misplacing your bag or for delaying your bag, why do you think an airline will send you a free ticket, open ticket for you to use anytime? It's coming at a cost to them.
Yes.
But they know that keeping you is more important than that cost. Keeping you and
not keeping you is more costly.
Exactly.
Than that cost.
Exactly. We don't have that culture here.
Many organizations these days see branding as restricted only to the domain of fonts,
packaging,
logo,
adverts, outdoor. No.
And souvenirs.
No, that is the exterior. That's the external aspect of it. Before that, a lot of work needs to be done internally, behind the scene, behind the screen. Product development, training the staff, articulating the vision, enthroning the culture, enforcing standards, developing a standard operating manual for the organization, product profile, service standard, developing also career path for your staff.
Okay.
That's another thing we don't take too serious. We don't take serious in Nigeria. How many organizations are truly implementing HR the way HR should be done? HR is not just about leave roster. It's not about wages and benefits. It's not about HMO. It's not about pension. It's about employee engagement.
Yeah.
Coming up.
When young people say, I'm not living my life to please anybody, I don't care. Hey, you're making a big mistake. Yes, you are not living your life to please anybody, but you need the goodwill of people to succeed in life. Branding is 95% internal.
Yes.
If you get that internally, externally, you are fine. One dissatisfied staff, one disgruntled staff can say something that will bring down an organization after you have spent billions. We talk about all the concepts, they work together. You can't neglect one. As you are doing your advertising, hey, employee engagement is key. And that's where corporate communication comes in. Corporate communication has two angles: internal communication, external communication. Internal communication involves employee engagement. Most employees get to read news about their companies in the media first. New policies, they get to read about all those things in the newspapers.
What's the implication of that?
The implication is that you are not engaging with your employees. So if I walk into any of your staff and I ask you, oh, that's your new product, say which product?
Even if he knows.
Yes, well, that's what they said,
it.
though. I mean, that's what management. Who is management? So employee engagement is serious business these days.
So corporate communications,
yes,
contrary to what a lot of people feel, is not external focus alone.
No.
It's more internal.
The bulk of
focus.
the job is internal. There are three ways to build corporate reputation. One, what to say about yourself. That is, what the company says about itself through its corporate communication. What people are perceiving or saying about the organization based on their experience, either online or in person. And thirdly, what the organization is actually doing. So what to say, what others say, and what you're doing. So there must be a synergy. If there's a dissonance, there's going to be brand fragmentation. Okay? It won't add up.
It won't add
You,
up.
you can't be saying this in your corporate communication and you are doing exactly opposite.
Or you're saying this in your corporate communication and your staff is not buying into it.
Exactly. Or even there's a field under public relations we call perception management.
Yeah.
Most companies don't even do a lot of that. You must create the right perception. Don't leave it to chances. That's why when young people say, I'm not living my life to please anybody, I don't care. Hey, you're making a big mistake. Yes, you are not living your life to please anybody, but you need the goodwill of people to succeed in life.
Exactly.
You need people to say good things about you for you to get that business, to get that contract, to get that promotion. You will not be there when your fate is being determined. So people must have the right perception about who you are and what you are. So corporate communication perception management is key. Organizations must create the right perception. How do I want to be seen?
By my internal publics and the external publics.
Exactly. How do employees see management? There is a lot of top to bottom communication, but there isn't enough of horizontal communication, which means management is talking at, they are not talking to. Two different things.
Yeah, two different things. So it's not engaging.
It is not engaging. So we need specialists in this organization.
Will I be right if I also say perception audit should be part of that process?
Of course.
Regular perception
audit, exactly. Internally and externally. Most companies do more of external customer survey. What about employee survey? Employee satisfaction survey. There's something we call stakeholders need analysis. When you're starting a business, what do stakeholders expect of me? You define your stakeholders. For every organization, the stakeholders are one, the employees, the shareholders, the customers, journalists, the society, regulatory agencies, your neighbors. They are stakeholders in your business. Stakeholders are defined as individuals or organizations who are directly or indirectly affected by what you do.
By your decisions and policies.
Yes. So your next door neighbor is a stakeholder in your business.
The immediate community.
How many companies bother about all of this? And when you don't focus on your stakeholder analysis very well, you begin to suffer reputation damage.
Reputation
damage. You are busy with the media. Most companies, they focus too much on the media.
True.
But what about words of mouth? Words of mouth. Damaging testimonies of your neighbors about how your generator disturbs them. What about disturbing comments by people who live straight away from you or who are seeing your driver driving recklessly? Most companies don't even train drivers in reputation management.
Well, some might say doing all these things, most people don't do it because they don't know they should do it.
That is why they need to recruit experts. Corporate communication is a specialized function.
It's a specialized
You don't
function.
deploy someone from HR or from admin because he or she is brilliant. No. You need someone who has been formally educated in that field and who has had the experience. Your reputation is too critical for you to leave it in the hand of a charlatan in quote. Somebody who has not been trained.
Yeah.
Corporate
Who has been trained in other things, who has experience and exposure in other things.
Corporate communication is not a field where people learn on the job. No. You are supposed to have learned a lot. Yes, we learn every day. We learn every day. But you are supposed to be sufficiently knowledgeable about this field.
It's like asking a surgeon to come and learn on the job.
Exactly. The damage will have been done.
He will learn, oh.
Yes.
The damage will have been done.
So I'm appealing to organizations, take time to recruit people who know what they are doing. Sometimes they come at a very high price.
Most times.
Most times. But hey, you need them.
Crashes.
You need to add on people that can do the job.
Let me also play the devil's advocate again. Some know these things. Most don't.
Yeah.
Some know these things.
Yeah.
But they look at the cost of doing it.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
The cost of ignorance. That's penny wise, pound foolish.
So when you think of the cost of doing it, think of the cost of not doing it.
Yes, which always outweigh the cost of doing it. Doing the right thing does not go out of fashion.
No.
Doing the wrong thing will cost you much more than you can ever imagine.
If you ever even live to tell the story.
If you ever recover from it. I'll give an example. A particular soft drink company in 1992 came out with a promo promising to give people 13 Jetta vehicles. I'm sure you remember.
I remember.
Lo and behold, it was all scam.
Jetta executive.
Today, up to today, they never recovered.
Yeah.
So there are some reputation damages that you would recover, and some would leave a long-lasting scar on the brand that the brand may never recover from it.
Brand building
Yeah.
and packaging are two different things.
Yeah.
Do they have points of convergences?
Yes, to the point that one is a lever. Packaging is a platform for branding. But what you find in Nigeria is people use packaging when they mean to say branding.
Yeah.
So I'm packaging myself. And to them, it's about buying new suits, buying new ties, buying new shoes, buying new shirts, which is
Polishing
okay.
their cars.
Polishing their cars, changing their cars, painting their building.
Yeah.
But that's okay. But that is not branding. You do all of that and you are not improving on your service delivery, you are not improving on your product development, you are going to fail.
Coming up.
But some might say those traders in Idumota, Alaba, they don't do all these things yet, they're making sales.
They do.
Really?
They may not be doing it in a formal way.
In a formal way.
But they're doing it in a formal way of branding. Packaging will bring people closer to your business. What keeps them is your branding. Value-focused branding. It is the substance of a brand that will keep customers.
Whoa.
Packaging, advertising will bring customers. And in advertising, you know, advertising will sell a bad product once.
True.
People won't come back.
True. And repeat purchase is what makes a business grow.
That is it. Talking
So
about
what's
the
the essence
benefits
of
of
bringing-
branding, repeat purchase, brand loyalty. First of all, brand loyalty.
Yes.
Brand loyalty will lead to repeat purchase.
Yeah.
People keep coming because they love what you are doing. They love the product. They love the service. They love the environment. They love the staff delivering the service. There's professionalism. There's politeness. There's courtesy. So
Consistently.
yes, and once you are able to achieve brand loyalty, repeat purchase, the next thing is premium pricing.
Premium.
Premium pricing. You are able to charge slightly above what others are charging. Why would you leave your house and drive 15, 20 minutes to go and barb your hair for 2,000 naira when there are other salons where you can barb for 500 naira?
500 nearby.
Why would you go to a mall and there are 2 or 3 brands and you pick the one that is most expensive? You have experienced it and you love it.
Yeah.
So a good brand enjoys premium pricing.
So people should not focus only on packaging. They should look at how they can touch up the brand essence.
Yes.
Because no matter how well you paint a faulty generator,
Yes.
it's still a faulty generator.
And let's get this clear. Packaging is good, but it is not what will build your brand. It is the substance and the value your brand is based on that will build business. Okay? If I come here now, we're looking all dapper with expensive suits, expensive rich one, I'm looking kinky. And you ask me questions I cannot answer very well.
You are all attractive,
but
but
there's no substance.
the content is not there.
Which is what most organizations suffer from.
I won't stay with you for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
You know.
And I tell people that, look, nobody gives anybody money for free. People pay you for value.
Yeah.
You can't be my friend if you're not adding value to my life.
But some might say those traders in Idumota, Alaba,
Yes,
they don't do all these things yet, they're making sales.
they do.
Really?
They may not be doing it in a formal way,
In a formal way.
but they're doing it in the formal way of branding. How? Service delivery. Have you ever attempted to buy something at Idumota?
Oh.
The way they will pitch that product to you, the way they will market it to you, and their after sales service is super.
Here we're talking about corporate communications,
Yeah.
and you're still mentioning Blue Ocean strategy.
Yeah.
Where's the convergence?
Okay, when you look at the overall concept called Blue Ocean Strategy, it's about charting uncontested market space.
Okay.
In corporate communication, the traditional model has been press, 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 press. Just use press. But today, there's something we call brand journalism. It's a new concept called brand journalism, which presupposes or which compels organizations to tell their own stories. So a lot of organizations, apart from having blogs on their website, they have YouTube channels through which they narrate their own stories. So it's a new approach to corporate communication.
So they're not using a third voice anymore?
No, they're not. So a lot of organizations are recruiting in-house brand journalists. Any serious organization that takes corporate communication seriously will have in-house journalists. You're not dependent on Punch or Guardian or This Day. So as your event is breaking, there's already content for the media. There's press release, there's audio, and there's TV content. Okay? So that is the promotion strategy, doing things in a different way.
So will this also be content marketing?
It is content marketing, but first of all, content development. And in content development, your content must be truthful, it must be compelling, and it must resonate with the audience.
Must resonate with the audience.
So you have the audience at the back of your mind. In corporate communication, it's not about you. You need to tell people what will add value to them. In journalism, when you are developing your content, the first question is, what about it?
What about it?
And so what? That is what the reader or the viewer will be saying to himself, and so what? So you must be able to answer that and so what question in your corporate communication. And that's where you have to link what you are doing to what you are saying, and what you are saying, link it to what you are doing.
What you're doing.
So for every corporate communication initiative, the customer wants to know, and so what? So you need a professional to develop your content that will focus on the value that you are going to add to people's lives. It's not about we have opened a new branch. The new is ultra modern branch. Is this how will it enhance customer service?
So it has to be connected to potential customer and customer needs.
Exactly.
So this audience
We
engagement.
call it customer-centric communication.
Customer-centric communication.
Yeah, that has the customer as the beginning and the end of the communication process.
Wow.
It's
And
not
as
about
you're
the
speaking now, I'm also seeing, because you want to be talking to them every day,
Yes.
you are bringing a convergence of people to your doorstep
Yeah.
to mail around, as it were.
Yeah.
You are taking them away from the doorstep of the traditional media to your doorstep.
Exactly.
So even when they are not buying,
Yes.
you are buying their heart. You are
Oh.
buying a space in their
Oh,
heart,
yes.
which
Oh,
may
yes.
translate.
Social media is not a place where you sell. It's for engagement. Most people don't know that. Your social media platforms, when you engage with the people, then the sale will come. But when you are too forward or you are too frontal with your marketing using social media, you put people off.
Wow.
Content on social media must not just be about your organization. It must be content that people can relate to, that they can learn from. So there are some days you want to post content that has nothing to do with what to sell.
Wow. Wow.
But it's a content that people will learn from. They want to download. Why would people share your content? They share it because they find it useful.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why I said
Either entertainment useful or education or information.
That's why I call
useful.
it customer-centric communication. You are focusing on the customer. It's not about you.
Rather than selling products.
It's not every day you want to say, oh, we have introduced a new product. Not every day.
So organizations who have been pushing advertising on their social media consistently, perennially, are doing it wrong.
They are doing it wrong because there is going to be what we call information fatigue on the part of the customers. It gets to the point that they just get tired of reading the same thing.
So they just scroll past.
So even for your content, you must know what works. There's something we call content calendar. Content calendar, what should I post and when? Okay? You know, of course, the 5 W's and H. So it applies to content development also.
Wow.
Who is the content meant for? What is the content all about? When should I post the content? Where should I post the content?
Wow.
Why and how? So your content must answer all those questions.
Really?
For instance, where should I post my content? A content that is good on YouTube is not necessarily good on Twitter. So that's why I advocate what we call repurposing of content.
And a content that is good on Instagram may not be good on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, exactly. So you repurpose your content That's why you need an in-house specialist, not a one-size-fits-all approach, which is what most companies do.
True.
You just send a press release to Guardian, Punch, you put the same thing on LinkedIn. So I go to LinkedIn, I read it. I go to YouTube, I see the same thing. I go to Twitter, I get bored.
Yes.
There is no innovation. There should be innovation.
So you must understand the who and get it right.
Yeah.
Who is here?
Yeah.
How does he like to be served
Yes.
this
Now
content? When is the best time to serve him or her this content?
Yeah. When do people visit social media? When? You need to know.
Yeah.
Your target market, when do they come? So, and that you will know by doing what we call content analysis of your post over time, trend analysis. You take your Facebook page over a 6-month period, what time of the day do you have the most engagement? That will give an idea of when people actually visit your page.
Okay.
A lot of companies, they have websites, but they don't have what we call a reporting framework for the website. A reporting framework simply tells you what happens on your website. When do people go there? Which page do they visit most?
Really?
There's something we call exit rate and bounce rate. That is the rate at which people exit your website. You need to know why they are leaving. At which page? Is it at the checkout page where they're supposed to pay that they leave? Your landing page is your most popular page. When people click on your URL, where do they land on your page, on your site?
Is it where they want to land?
Is it the home page, or do they go straight to products, or do they want to know about management?
Because you have to determine that based on your knowledge about what they prefer.
Yeah. So
where will they prefer to land?
Exactly. Which of your social media channels are people visiting most? Which of them? It can't be the same for all.
No, it's not.
Facebook is the biggest social media platform today. But guess what? Some companies are not on Facebook. Or they are there as if they are not there. They say, oh, we're professional. They sit on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is okay. But you are missing out on some very important target group who do not like to go to LinkedIn. We talk about a multi-pronged approach to corporate communication. You don't just rely on one. Mix and match, integrated approach. But you must know what you're doing.